Ardbeg, the ultimate single malt Scotch whiskey.
10 years.
Alright guys, welcome back to Brolic Whiskey. I am Metahuman Dave.
Soy Miguel solamente.
I have a feeling that has something to do with some of the racist comments we were getting in the comment section.
I've heard. Can you elaborate a little bit on this? I'm kind of...
Oh, well, first of all, you're Mexican. So why should anyone listen to your opinion?
They took our jobs! They took your jobs!
They took your jab! Took your jab!
Well, of course. I mean, why? Why would you when I'm Mexican?
If he was Mexican, what would that have to do with his opinion's value?
I have no idea. For the record, my dad's from Indiana. Caucasian as all Caucasian can be. Mom's from Japan.
And a very nice lady at that.
Oh yeah, she's got her Japanese fro and everything. Full-blown citizen, did it all the right way. And she loves America, just like I do.
So you're not Mexican, you're Japanese and...
Japanese and Caucasian. I am Caucasian.
Whew. Alright, before I
wow.
talk too much about this one, Mike, this is like Lafroig's competitor, right? You got the people that are the Ardbeg cultists, you know who I'm talking about, and then you have the friends of Lafroig, the ones that prefer Lafroig over Ardbeg, and they'll butt heads, head to head. I will say that although I tend to lean towards Lafroig, their flavor profiles are different enough that they both have their shelf placement. They both belong on the shelf. Now, I am afraid to taste this one, Mike, for the sake of, we've learned that these Islay whiskeys sometimes change flavor, and I've had this bottle for a while, waiting for us to get around to review it. So I'm afraid the flavors might be different. I can tell you right off the bat the nose is weak compared to what a normal bottle is. This normally has a really strong campfire smell, and it's the peatiness of a Lafroig versus an Ardbeg are very different.
Okay.
They don't have the same type of peatiness, which is why the ratings for peat smoke is parts per million or phenols per million. And Ardbeg is about 55. Lafroig comes in at 40. Right?
So this is actually supposed to be stronger.
More peaty smoke.
Okay.
But if we had them side by side, you would notice that they're not the same flavor profile.
Well, I'm noticing the color.
It's very pale, very straw-like. Non-chill filtered. They don't add any filtration, which usually means they don't add coloring. So I believe this has no color added, which is why it's so light. But I will tell you, Ardbeg is a damn good whiskey.
This is really good. You're right. It's pretty muted. It's soft. I do get the numbing sensation of the smoke, so that's there. The smoky flavor is there, but
It's totally different.
yeah, it's not the punch in the face.
Which, being that it has higher ppm, you would expect a little more of a punch than you did with Lafroig. But did you notice that the taste was completely different than the Lafroig?
It is.
I mean, this has more of a, should I say, meaty type of flavor? Like, it tastes more like barbecued meats to me. Like, it reminds me of actually eating barbecued foods. And some of the other whiskeys we've reviewed Lagavulin. I have my notes here. Lagavulin 16 was 35 parts per million. Talisker 10 was 25 parts per million.
I don't know if I get a smoked meat flavor or any type of feeling of that. To me, it's lighter, so it seems to me like this is something you drink earlier in the day. Like this is over lunch.
Remember when we did the Lagavulin, and the first time I tasted it, I'm like, something's wrong about this. It tastes really weak.
Okay.
And then you popped open your bottle, and we were blown away.
Yeah.
Same thing would happen when we buy a new bottle of this. This is not a fair review. This is a oxidized bottle review. And unfortunately, with the peat smoke we've learned through this channel, it changes the flavors a lot when the bottle is a little on the older side. And this bottle is at least 9 months old, if not more. So it's lost a lot of its oomph. But we're here now. We don't have another bottle Ardbeg 10. We're gonna review it as is.
Let's take it as is. You say it's 9 months. 9 months
Or
since
so.
opening. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I'll be honest with you. It's still pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't know what it's like originally, obviously, but as it stands now, if you bought this bottle and you enjoyed it when you first opened it, you're going to enjoy this 9 months later.
You are.
This is good. I am starting to understand why you're talking about the smoky meat flavor. As the oils are sitting here, I'm starting to taste it now. Now I get it. There is. It's like a beef jerky.
We got a happy bird right next to us, so hopefully, hopefully he's not more loud than we are.
Yeah, I hope not. I mean, the bird might have something more important to say, but it's actually really good. I'm pleasantly pleased. It's still soft and light.
It is, and that is the total opposite of what Ardbeg is. So if you are a peat head and you want a punch in the face, you're going to want to drink your whiskey within the first, I guess, 4 months of opening the bottle, because after a while it does lose a lot of that punch. The taste, the sweetness is still there through the smokiness, but the smokiness died off a lot. This is not as smoky as it normally is fresh, but it is still, like you said, it's still a damn good Scotch.
It's good. It's good. I enjoyed it. Right now, it tastes like something you drink for lunch, nice and light. Yeah, maybe brand new bottles of more of a dinner whiskey.
What would you give this as a score?
You know what? Let's stay conservative. I'm gonna give it at that low 6 range.
Woo, that is really conservative.
Well, only because it is soft. It's good, but it's just soft.
I'm not opposed to that softness because the flavors are still good. And Mike, this is 46%, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm not falling over.
He's not getting hit with that alcohol
Yeah,
burn.
I'm not falling
So
over.
this is about 3% higher than Lefroy, because Lefroy comes in at 43. So this is 46. It doesn't have that harsh alcohol burn. It's got a nice sweet flavor through the smoke, and it lingers. You're still changing flavors on the palate. It clings to the tongue. For that alone, even though the smoke is not as high as I'd like, I'm still giving this an 8.
Wow.
This is a really good whiskey. I'm enjoying it. We're going to try it diluted a little bit and see what happens.
Well, yeah, you're giving it an 8. I'm curious as to see what you'd give it when it was brand new. I mean, you're a peat head.
I am a peat head, and like I said, I do tend to lean towards Lefroy. But, like I was saying, the tastes are so different with Lefroy versus Ardbeg that there's no reason why you can't have both.
Good question, Dave.
We're going to dilute this. Yes, sir.
How much does that bottle cost?
Good question.
How much does that pay?
Another reason why I tend to fall towards Lefroy. I can get Lefroy 10 for about $41 at Trader Joe's.
Okay.
Okay. This at most places are going to be about $60.
Okay.
Now Total Wine has it for $48.
Gotcha.
So you can still get it in the $40 range depending on where you go. Swirl it around, let the waters mingle.
48. I mean, that's
48 Total Wine, yeah.
that's very reasonable. I think it's a very fine whiskey.
Even at $60, it's worth the money, but I'm frugal, and if I can get my Lefroy for $20 less, I'm leaning that way every time.
You can't go wrong with Lefroy.
So the nose definitely is muted now with the added water. I'm actually not getting much of anything.
Yeah.
And that was a small amount of water, and at 46%, it's not going to dilute it down too much.
No, it kind of reminds me of some type of leather.
Okay, that's not bad.
That's kind of what I'm getting, is like a very light leather.
Okay.
Almost like car seat.
Car seat leather,
Yeah.
like a new car.
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
really light. You know it's there, but it's light.
I'm just going to cover up the glass for a little bit, see what happens with the nose, with letting it not escape, and see if I can pick up more out of this.
Took the smoke out, took the sweet out.
So you're not a big fan of it now?
Not really. It's drinkable, but it's pretty boring.
Ooh, that is strange. Yeah, I'm actually not smelling much out of this, which is odd for such a small amount of water added. What would you give the score?
Like a 3. It's kind of useless. If you're thirsty and you have a dry mouth, you need something wet, go for it. Other than that, wouldn't suggest it.
I get a little bit more sharpness out of this. Like it pulls out some of that alcohol with the added water. So I'm getting a little sharpness, but unfortunately, the sweet notes, the smoky notes, they went away.
Yeah.
So although it made it more sharp on the tongue, it took away the things that were pleasant with the neat, and it took away the finish because it doesn't cling as much. And for adding such a small amount of water droplets, that's kind of crazy to me that it took away that much.
Yeah. It's,
so I have to dock this quite a bit too because now
Worth
it's not that enjoyable. Again, we're gonna say it every time. This is a old bottle. We will have to revisit this review with a new one, but for this one, as is, I'm dropping it down to a 3.5.
That's brutal. That was a brutal hit. I cut it in half. You cut it by 75%. That's a brutal hit. So at this moment, we're going to take an editing break.
I forgot my rocks glass, didn't I?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Possibly. So, if you order now, not only will you get Ardbeg 10, we'll give you Ardbeg 9.
So we're going to bust out the rocks glasses. 3 cubes each. Keep things scientific-like.
Yes, science!
And because I want to save a little bit for our infinity bottle, I'm going to pour very lightly so there's a little to go into the Brolic Whiskey infinity bottle. Well, there's only a small little drop left that's going to go into our Brolic Whiskey infinity bottle. If you haven't done so yet, go check out our live stream that we did on October 14th, where we tried our infinity bottle for the first time ever live. And a bunch of people who had won our infinity bottle in our giveaway got to try it with us live in the chat room.
I'm getting a solid smell of ice cube.
Uh-huh, I smell water.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think my notes had anything else left to say.
There is nothing to say. I taste nothing. Look, it's not a bad flavor. It's not awful. It's not undrinkable. It's just bland.
Yeah. What saves this one is the peat smoke does still fight through. It tries to show up. It doesn't show up like it does neat, but at least through the dilution and all that stuff, it's fighting. At that last little bit, you get a little bit of peat smoke to let you know it's there. It's not the way I would want to drink it.
That's a silver lining. Yeah, drink it straight out of the bottle. That's where all the flavor is.
At least don't drink it like an alcoholic. Put it in a glass first, Mike.
No. No, wrap it in a brown paper bag and drink it straight from the bottle.
We're trying to teach people to drink responsibly so we don't get cut out by sponsors, Mike.
Okay. Wrap it in a brown paper bag and drink it in your living room. No, it's perfect as it was. Neat.
Yeah.
With the water, with the ice, it just takes everything away. All the complexity, all the, the character of the drink, it's gone.
It is.
I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it either. We still got to score it because we have a format to keep.
Yeah, I'm just going to stick with 3 because you don't want to touch a 3. Don't touch it. Just drink it as it was before.
It's cool that you kept the same number because I was planning to keep the same number for mine too.
Okay.
3.5 for me on the rocks. Drink it neat. We will review this again in the future with a fresh bottle. So just keep in mind that today's review was with an oxidized version of this. It still tastes good, but we'd still say stick with it neat. This is someone who's brand new to whiskey and still telling you you don't have to dilute whiskeys to enjoy them. You don't have to drink them over rocks to enjoy them. Go straight for it. Even at 46%, this one doesn't have that harsh alcohol burn that you would think something that has a little bit higher proof would give you.
Yeah.
It's a damn good whiskey. Enjoy it. Ardbeg Cultist, I'm still Team Laphroaig, but we want to hear from you as always. If there's a certain Ardbeg or Laphroaig for that matter that you want us to review next, leave it down in the comment section below. Make sure it's something that we can actually find because I know there's so many discontinued ones.
Oh, they do that?
Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
Most of these special releases are only good for 1 year or so.
Gotcha.
But if you haven't done so yet, hit that little subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell icon so you get notified of new videos. Leave us some love. Share this video with people that like whiskey. And I don't know.
2 dudes being honest about whiskey. Best we can. Get a little bit of hate, a little bit of love.
And hopefully we were centered on this video.
And working on centering ourselves. As always, chopsticks.